right as the handoff was being made. He tackled him, but a little bit too late. So another first down. That's 2 on this drive. So Dobbs Ferry now with 5.
1st and 10 for the Eagles. The ball now at the 34-yard line.
First down's even.
Anacarico in motion. DeAgostino with the call, and he bounces off of center for just about a 3-yard.
Dobbs Ferry grinding it down as we've got a timeout for an injury.
Dobbs Ferry player. And not quite sure exactly who it is. Clock is stopped, 3:03 to go, 2nd quarter. 16-0 is our score. And coming up under his own steam, Tom Barker, the center.
They said the wind knocked out of him for a moment. He'll be back out there, I'm sure.
Now they're going to have to replace him.
Heavy right, 536 power.
Oh, 536 power.
No question. Now let's see. They'll go right side on that and see what happens.
All right, they bring in number 55, Vic Golio, who's been injured most of the season. He's in at center, and they give to DeAgostino, and Rusty Schultz meets him behind the line of scrimmage.
Well,
I'll have to think about that 536 power.
They turned the lights out on that baby.
Loss on the play of about 5 yards. Oh.
Yeah. Camera kept moving, but DeAgostino didn't.
So it is now 3rd down and 11. 2:35 left to go. Big play here for the Tigers. If they can hold them, they'll get the ball back with a little time left. Try to put something in the end zone. Anacarico in motion. They give the football to Guglielmo. He finds a hole in his. Now it's a foot race. He's down to the 40-yard line and is forced out of bounds by number 7, Brian Keehan, inside the 20.
And John, when they had him pinned, 3rd and 11 on the 33, all of a sudden lightning strikes.
47-yard run by Rich DeGuglielmo. And that brings up a whole new story as the Eagles will get it. You see, he just explodes right off the line of scrimmage.
And he does this on his own. Look at this. He does not have the good angle, but he gets as much as he can get out of it.
1st and 10 from the Croton 20-yard line. DeAgostino in motion. They give to Guglielmo. The foot bounces off a guard and gets down close to the 15-yard line.
Tempers flare a little bit there.
Clock is still running. 2 minutes left to go.
John, Dobbs Ferry is a right-handed team. They're right side dominant. And you know, it's amazing that they've been able to go right side, and every once in a while break one right side.
Clock continues to roll. 1:45 to go till halftime. Anacarico to Guglielmo, the setbacks. DeAgostino now comes in motion. They give to Guglielmo with the pass, and it is, what a great catch by Joe Giuliano.
Giuliano juggled it, bobbled it, grabbed it, and came down. Touchdown, 17-yard TD pass.
There's too many to Guglielmos on this team.
Hey, that's how Croton Harmon feels.
John DeGuglielmo on a 17-yard pass completion, but it is all Joe Giuliano as he had it, popped it up in the air, and still made the catch. There's the handoff to freeze the linebackers.
Now watch this. Whoa, that makes the highlights. And they say, oh, that's it. He had it. He had it solid as he fell out of the end zone. Only your feet have to be in. They go for 2.
The pitch comes outside Anacarico, and he is nowhere near it, and they will fall on it, so the 2-point conversion is no good. But a big touchdown reception by Joe Giuliano with 1:29 left to play in the 2nd quarter. Dobbs Ferry now on top, 22-0.
98 yards in only 9 plays, and there you see it, 22-0.
We're going to take a look at that play from a different angle and hopefully get a better look at Giuliano's exhibition. Oh, good
yes.
grab, big guy.
Now you see it, and now you see it again.
Big touchdown there, 98-yard drive.
Whew. In 9 plays, John, that's ripping them off big pieces at a time.
And they highlight the 47-yard run by Rich DeGuglielmo.
Well, John, it was 44-0 the first time they played at the half, or before the half, it's 22-0.
Short kick here taken by one of the upbacks, Mike Wagner, and Wagner gets it up to the 35-yard line. And Croton will have another shot to try to get some points on the board with 1:23 left to play until we go to halftime. And let us remind you, coming up at the half, we will have all the statistics, and there are going to be some big numbers on both sides of the boards.
Hey, you'll need fingers and toes on this one.
And of course, we'll have our halftime interview with the hacker Pete Maneri, and he will be talking to the Section 1 chairman, Mr. Bob Douglas. Coley in the shotgun, lots of time, throws across the middle, incomplete. Good defensive play there by number 44 for Dobbs Ferry, Guy Sullivan. I believe he got his hand on it. Chris Adami, the intended receiver.
And I'll tell you, Adami running that pass pattern straight over the middle. Here they go again. Now it looks like, yeah, I don't know if they were in a man-to-man, I doubt it, but they had somebody against the primary receiver.
They send Adami in motion, a bad snap, scooped up by Cole. He's running out of time, and down he goes.
First sack of the night, the other side, the Eagles of Dobbs Ferry. We're going to take a look.
Phil Neff, number 60, getting the sack. And I'll tell you, he is one of the best defensive ends we've seen in the county.
Now a sack against the shotgun, well, you can credit that or blame that really to the poor snap from center.
So a loss on the play brings the ball back to about the 26-yard line. And we'll bring up now a 3rd and 19. Coley in shotgun. Running out of time now, slips to the outside, and down he goes. Joe Giuliano, number 88, making the tackle. Giuliano, one of the defensive tackles, and Dobbs Ferry wants a timeout. They could get this ball back with some time left.
They get him again. Forced him out of the pocket.
So the Eagles take their first out of this first half. They'll have 2 remaining with 17 seconds left, and Croton will be forced to punt, and the Eagles might be able to put some more points up on the board. They lead 22-0 on a 3-yard touchdown run by Rich DeGuglielmo in the first quarter. Rocky DiAgostino had a 36-yard TD run in the closing minutes of the first quarter. And they both came up with 2-point conversions to lead 16-0. And then John DeGuglielmo to Joe Giuliano, a 17-yard touchdown pass. The 2-point conversion was no good, and that's where we stand, 22-0 with 17 seconds left to play in the second quarter. The Class C semifinal. The winner of this one will take on the winner of the Pine Plains Rhineck Class C semifinal, which will be played on Saturday the 20th up at FDR High School in Hyde Park.
And you see a tiger in your screen. Okay, 17 seconds left. You're right. Dobbs Ferry wants that ball back.
And they're going to try to send everybody. They don't have anybody, no deep backs. And Viola gets the kick away. Nobody back there. And it will come back the other way and will be down at the Croton 48-yard line with 9 seconds left to go. And one thing I've noticed with the punting, Scott Viola getting that ball off in a hurry.
He's good, John. He has the quick approach. It's really one step. He hits the ball and it goes. Because some punters, and I'm talking about even in the NFL, take 2.5 or 1.5 really, and sometimes 2 full in order to get that ball up in the air. Well, 8 seconds on the clock, and Dobbs Ferry is going to attempt to get on the board one more time, up 22-0. They have been impressive indeed.
Frank Violante out on the huddle.
And
talk offense.
When the officials looking at the board and trying to get the eye of the man on the clock, trying to run it down a few seconds, and the guy on the clock doesn't see him. I can tell you that right now.
So we have less, that will mean less than 8 seconds, so maybe time for one play.
All right, they have it down to 6. Okay, 6 seconds. And you're right, it's time for one play. Let's see if they can break one. About the 49.5, full at 48-yard line. In Croton Harmon territory. And John, Dobbs Ferry, very, very impressive. You talk about a workman-like ball club. Nice to see the head man right there, Frank Violante. Featured in the New York Times last Sunday. Very nice piece. Addressed the thick that Violante brings to his Chargers program.
So the Eagles with one shot at it. D'Agostino comes in motion. DeGuglielmo on the delayed draw to Anacarico, and he goes absolutely nowhere. Trying to cross up the defense, but it doesn't do it as the clock runs out. We finish one half of football here at Memorial Field in Mount Vernon, the Class C semifinal. Dobbs Ferry leading Croton by a score of 22-0. We'll have the Hacker Pete Van Aries interview with Bob Douglas and all the statistics right after we watch this. With 16 yards on the ground, they're doing it through the air so far tonight. Their quarterback, Tom Cawley, 9 of 14 for 96 yards, bringing their total to 112. But look at the Eagles rushing 167 yards on the ground, and they are being led by Rich DeGuglielmo, has 114 of those. John DeGuglielmo, 2 of 3 through the air for 49 yards, and the Eagles have rolled up a total of 216 yards. First downs are even at 6 apiece, while the Tigers were the only turnover of the ballgame. That a fumble coming in early in the first quarter. The scoring as follows for the Eagles. It's all they've been. 3-yard touchdown run by Rich DeGuglielmo at 5:22 of the first quarter. They came up with a 2-point conversion. It was then 8-0. And then Rocky D'Agostino with a 36-yard touchdown run at 1:22 of the first quarter. Also another 2-point conversion. We went into quarter number 2 with the Eagles leading 16-0. And then at 1:29 of the second quarter, John DeGuglielmo to Joe Giuliano, a 17-yard touchdown pass. The 2-point conversion no good, and that's where we stand here at halftime. 22-0. The Eagles in Mount Vernon. The side of tonight's Class C semifinal as we're set to move to third quarter action with the Eagles of Dobbs Ferry leading 22-0 over the Tigers of Croton. The Eagles ranked number 1, while Croton Harmon coming in ranked number 7 before tonight's ball game. And just quickly to remember those halftime statistics, the big categories, Dobbs Ferry has rushed for 167 yards, while Croton has only been able to accumulate 16 on the ground. But the Tigers 9 of 14 through the air for 96, and the total yards read Croton with 112 and Dobbs with 216. So the Eagles, when they have the football, are able to move it. The Tigers accumulated most of the yardage on one drive towards the end of the second quarter when they got down to the 2-yard line and then were unable to finish it up. And then Dobbs gets the football and drives 98 yards for the touchdown. All right, Croton Harmon getting set to kick off and doing the honors, number 64, Tim Grant. And we are underway in the third quarter. The ball will come down to Anacarico at his own 10. Sets up the wedge right up the middle, and he gets the ball close to the 30-yard line. So the Eagles will start it up 1st and 10 from their 28. And to refresh your memory, the quarterback, number 11, John DeGuglielmo, he is a senior. His fullback cousin, Rich DeGuglielmo, also a senior. The 2 halfbacks, Rocky D'Agostino and Brian Anacarico. The split end, Ira Bogner, and the tight end is Pat Diffley, number 6. Well, the Eagles with the football, leading by 22, opening seconds of this third quarter. Remember again, the winner of this ball game will take on the winner of the Rhinebeck-Pine Plains Class C semifinal right here at Memorial Field next Friday night for the championship. DeGuglielmo on the first call gives to his fullback, Rich DeGuglielmo, and he gets a pickup of about 4 yards. He'll bring up a 2nd and 6. The offensive line for the Eagles, Barker, the center, Kim and Neff, the 2 guards, San Filippo and Joe Baviello are the 2 tackles. On the front line, the nose guard, Wagner, the 2 tackles, Viola and Van Asset, and the defensive ends, Brunning and Knackman. Second play, Rich DeGuglielmo again with the call, and he fights his way more, but he will be shy of a first down. And Hacker, they're starting to hit a little bit out there.
Yeah, very nice pursuit by the linebackers and the safeties coming up from the left side of the Croton Harmon defense. And pretty good hits. Of course, we recall the 3rd and 11 in the first half, and all of a sudden, it looked like Dobbs Ferry was going to be in trouble. All of a sudden, they ripped off a 47-yard gainer. This is a very explosive offense.
3rd and about 6 from the 33. Anacarico in motion, and they give the football to DeGuglielmo. Cuts out to the outside, and again another foot race. Kean is on his tail. He won't get him. DeGuglielmo down to the 10. 5. Touchdown!
From the 33.
67-yard touchdown run by Rich DeGuglielmo. It is now 28-0.
And we're going to take a look. Here you see, and again, it's that off-tackle play. He gets into the backfield, and look at him run. And I'll tell you what, they had the angle on him. They were forcing him. He had no clue. They were forcing him to go straight up the sideline and could not catch up with him.
Mike Wagner, the last man to have a shot at him, and he grabbed him just about 2 yards too late.
I tell you, think that was quick. You should have seen our sideline camera crew just run down there.
2-point conversion. DeGuglielmo back to pass, throws across the middle, and he throws it out of the end zone. Joe Giuliano, the intended receiver. But Rich DeGuglielmo has lit the fire again here in the opening minutes of the third quarter on a 67-yard touchdown run. Dobbs Ferry on top, 28-0.
And I had just said, remember the 3rd and 11 where they broke one, and here's 3rd and about 7 where they broke one. And he just gets to the outside, John. DeGuglielmo, an outstanding back. Look at him go. He's going to make some college coach a real happy fella.
And DeGuglielmo really...
67 yards, make it, well, a total of 72 yards. 72 yards in 2 plays. There's a drive for you.
That is for the Croton Harmon Tigers, the deep back Brian Kean, number 7. And Rich DeGuglielmo now with 181 yards on the day. Taken by Rich Adami, the side back at about his own 17. Tries to go to the outside, keeps his balance, and gets across the 30 to about the 33. 181 yards. That is a good day.
And he is a half ahead of him here. DeGuglielmo, one of the class backs. John, we've seen some great high school backs, of course, in the few years that we've been doing these high school football games on Cable 3. Of course, Howard Gayden, by far and away, I think the greatest back I've ever seen in high school ball. But DeGuglielmo, one of the real fine ones that we've seen right up there.
Cawley immediately in shotgun, first pass, incomplete. Rich Adami heard Brian Anacarico right on his back and tried to field before he got a hold of the football, so it goes as an incomplete pass. Bring up a 2nd and 10.
And if you recall, this is the same pass, except not from the shotgun that they opened the first half with.
Anacarico leveling Adami as soon as he touched the football. So no gain, 2nd down and 10. 9:47 left to go in the third quarter. And Croton really going to have to put some offense together now. They trail 28-0. Crowley in the shotgun.
Croton 10 of 17 in the first half.
Penalty marker goes down, and the ball is intercepted by Pat Diffley. Diffley to the outside and goes down inside the 35-yard line, and I think that penalty marker will go against Croton. It does. Illegal procedure, the call, and the Eagles will get it back. 2nd turnover of the day for the Tigers.
And that time they threw into the middle of the zone, and there was somebody right there. First interception of the day. We're going to take a look at it again. From the shotgun. Boom.
Diffley stepping right in. And his first interception of the evening. And the Tigers now, or the Eagles have it 1st and 10 from the Tigers 34-yard line. Looking to add on to that lead now at 28 points. 9.5 minutes to go, third quarter. D'Agostino in motion. Handoff comes down to Carrico. Big hole right up the middle, and he goes down at the 25-yard line on the tackle. Tim Cawley, number 10.
And I'll tell you what, Ralph Svensson, a senior split end, got himself involved there. And I'll tell you, had there not been a little more contact by Dobbs Ferry, you might have seen a little bit more of a breaker on that one.
9-yard pickup for Anacarico. 2nd and 1 from the 26-yard line. Anacarico comes in motion. They give the ball to DeGuglielmo. He goes to the outside, and he has enough for another first down inside the 15 to the 14-yard line.
And the first down, first of the second half, despite the fact that we already have a touchdown. Of course, the first play in that drop dive play, and the second play is a 67-yard run. Touchdown without a first down. Let me try to say it again.
12-yard pickup on that carry for DeGuglielmo. 1st and 10 from the 14. Anacarico in motion. They give to D'Agostino right up the gut, and he gets across the 10-yard line down to about the 8. A pickup of 6 yards. 2nd and 4. And this is the Dobbs Ferry team we had expected to see. Ball control and good blocking on the line.
Excellent line
And
play,
more
John.
backs than you know what to do with.
Ooh.
2nd and 4. Anacarico again in motion. They give to Rich DeGuglielmo. He fumbles the football, and it is recovered by the Croton Tigers at the 1-yard line. Number 7, Bryant Kean, coming up with a loose football after DeGuglielmo looked like he was going to get it close inside the 5.
And I'll tell you, Pat Diffley, number 6 of Dobbs Ferry, all came up with that. We're going to take a look from the backfield. Handoff, and he gets hit right here, and the ball stripped loose. Ooh.
Diffley very close to recovering that. So the Tigers get a break here. First turnover of the ball game for the Eagles, and they really have their backs to the wall. It is on about the 1-inch line, and will be 1st and 10. Coley will try to get himself a little running room, and a safety. Dobbs Ferry's defense rising to the occasion. They gave the football to Rusty Schultz, and he was brought down before he even crossed the goal line.
You know, John, in that situation, you like to see a straight handoff. Straight handoff, or the quarterback just dive in. You don't like to see that. You give the linebackers, the outside linebackers, a chance to get in and bury the man.
Bill Neff, number 60, from his defensive end spot, making the tackle. And now Croton will have to punt the ball from, or I should say will have to kick from their own 20. It'll probably be a punt. But it is now 30-0. And take a look there at the gentleman who will be doing the kicking. And there's Brian Anacarico, the deep back. He's setting up at about his own 27-yard line. And now the kicker coming into the ball game for Croton Harmon, numbers 64. Ken Denholm, number 64, will be doing the kicking. And he's going to tee it up. Something we haven't seen too often. From the 20-yard line, a high boot be taken by Guy Sullivan, number 44. He goes straight up the middle and brings the ball back to the 40-yard line of Croton.
So Dobbs Ferry again in very good position. They're it's the second this half that they've had possession inside the Croton Harmon defensive end.
From the 41-yard line, 1st and 10. Croton's really going to have to try to stop him here. Rocky D'Agostino on a sweep. Big hole there, still on his feet, slips away from 2 tackles and finally goes down, and he will have enough for a first down inside the 30 at the 29-yard line. 11-yard gain for Rocky D'Agostino. He now has 61 yards on the day.
Second first down of the half. That added to 6 in the first half. And if I'm real clever, I'm going to figure that's 8. If I'm not, I figure it's 9. You know what I mean, John?
7:19 to go, third quarter. Put Diffley now in the tight end spot. D'Agostino in the slot back, send him in motion, and the handoff to Anacarico. He busts a couple tackles and goes down close to another first 20-yard line. This has really got to pose a problem for Croton with 3 different backs running the football, and the penetration the offensive line is getting. They're just blowing open some holes.
They really are, John, and there's some very nice downfield blocking, and that's what I like about Dobbs Ferry. They throw one block, they get up, and they go for the play.
Joe Giuliano now into the tight end spot. They give the football to D'Agostino, and a good block off of Giuliano, and he gets down to the 10-yard line. Good for another first down.
And that's the 3rd consecutive on this drive.
10-yard pickup for D'Agostino. And it will be 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. 6.5 minutes left to go, third quarter.
Fourth first down of the period, 10th of the ball game for Dobbs Ferry. They are on a roll.
DeAgostino again. And he is stopped after a gain of about 2 yards. Chris Adami, number 21, in on the tackle. Pickup of 2. Ball now at the 9-yard line. Clock continues to roll. 6 minutes left to go, third quarter. 30-0, the Eagles on top.
And they've been going to the right side. Let's see if they throw something unbalanced. They've got the big tight end in on the left side.
Penalty marker goes down to Guglielmo, throws, touchdown Joe Giuliano. His second of the day, but it is going to be an illegal motion call against Dobbs Ferry, and that will bring it back.
And I'll tell you, John, that's what I thought they were going to do. They were setting him up. This is like a pool shark looking for something coming up, as we're going to see it right here.
See, even fooled the cameras. They faked the end sweep to DeAgostino.
No, they couldn't have fooled our cameras.
No, not at all.
No. It must be somebody else's.
All right, it fooled the director. And the play goes for naught. Procedure the call, and they'll bring it back to the 14-yard line. And down remains second and 13 now. Clock has stopped, 5:45 to go, third quarter. Giuliano in the tight end spot. And Carrico in motion. They give to DeAgostino again up the middle. And this time, the linebackers moving in to make the stop. Pickup of just about 3 yards for Carrico. And we'll bring up a 3rd and 11.
By the way, Paul Gluck, who is directing this evening.
No, electronic graphics tonight.
Electronic graphics, and I told me to go easy on Croton because he went to high school there. It's funny, they denied it. Sorry, Paul.
Carrico in motion to the near side. De Guglielmo on a rollout that way. Penalty marker goes down. Pumps once. Still looking now. Goes the other way. Giuliano is wide open. They hit him at the 5, and he goes down right there. But another penalty marker is down. Pretty good control there by De Guglielmo. He could have taken that ball and run with it. But a holding penalty against Dobbs Ferry, so that will bring the ball back again.
Alrighty.
But pretty good composure shown by the senior here.
And watch him, he's coming left. Now, boom, he pulls it down, he decides to go the other way, and now he looks again, and you see it, picks up his receiver. Not a tough thing to do. Joe Giuliano, I'll tell you, he is a big one.
There is the quarterback, John De Guglielmo, number 11, a senior. And with the holding call, that brings the ball all the way back to the 27-yard line.
15 yards.
And they have to get to the 1-yard line for the first down.
8 penalties for 80 yards.
So 3rd and 27.
As they say, go for it.
De Guglielmo still with the football, running out of time, puts it up in the air, and it is intercepted. Brian Kean, number 7, finally goes down. Rich De Guglielmo had him sized up from about 10 yards back.
He sure did. Let's take a look.
You'll see Kean go down like a ton of bricks.
Here you see, now he doesn't get a whole lot on this. He's being rushed and he's throwing off his front foot. Ooh, get down. That's it.
There you go. So second turnover of the day for the Eagles. 1 fumble and 1 interception. Croton gets the football back again deep in their own territory. This time, though, the ball on the 7-yard line.
That last play, discretion and valor being put in their proper order.
Bonifacio on a blitz. He's taken away from the play, and it's intercepted by Joe Giuliano. Touchdown!
And when you throw those little flares, that's what happens. And Giuliano, who got one called back before, said, nah, I'll do one defensively. Watch the hands on this big kid. There he is. He's fighting off his block, and he goes in now.
A one-handed grab by the defensive tackle. He goes 7 yards with the interception, and now Dobbs Ferry has taken a 36-0 lead.
You know, John, Joe Giuliano has tremendous size and very soft hands. And by soft hands, I mean good hands. He takes the ball in. He doesn't fight it. He doesn't throw the hands out to get the ball. He gathers them in.
All right, we have a new quarterback in the ballgame now for the Eagles. It is number 7, Chris Thornton, a junior. And the Eagles will take a timeout here, their first of the second half, leading 36-0 with 4:09 to go in this third quarter. And now I would imagine that Frank Violani will be bringing in some of the other players on his bench who normally don't get any playing time. And good spot here for them to get some bowl exposure.
Well, it really is, John. Of course, you know, you want to let everybody get in there. They've got another one coming up after this one. They seem to have a lock on this ball game. And that's, you know, he's a very fine coach. He's got tremendous depth. And, you know, the only way you develop depth is by letting kids get game time. So you're right. I think we're going to be hearing some rather new names here as we get, maybe a little bit further into the fourth quarter. We have 4:09 remaining yet in the third.
All right, so Chris Thornton, a junior quarterback. And he's had a lot of experience this year because Dobbs Ferry has, as we mentioned at the top of our game this evening, did have the most points scored in the county through only 7 games. And a lot of those were blowout shutouts. And Thornton got a lot of playing time, third and fourth quarter action.
Well, he's a junior, and he's the guy Violante's going to live with next year. So we might as well get him out there.
All right, again, the Eagles will try for the 2-point conversion. And they give the foot to Guy Sullivan, number 44. He fights his way, but does not get in. So new backs, new quarterback, new everything as Dobbs Ferry is rolling it up here at Memorial Field in Mount Vernon, the Class C semifinal. There's your story, 4:09 left to go, third quarter. The Eagles leading the Tigers 36-0. Don't forget, coming up fairly quickly, we will have the answer. Oh, we already gave the answer to the quiz, didn't we? Yeah, that's right. Sorry.
Of course we did.
Sorry.
While we have a break in the action, we want to send our best wishes for a speedy recovery to Ray Horton from over at Iona College. Raymond, a basketball player suffering a very surprising and nearly fatal seizure at basketball practice a couple of days ago, reportedly on his way back and doing very well. And of course, we don't know if we'll see him playing basketball this year, but we're just going to be glad to see him up and around. Good fellow, nice warm smile, and good to have him with us. We almost didn't. Ray Horton, get well soon, big fellow.
All right, there are your deep backs. Brian Kean, number 7, as Josh McInerney does the kickoff. Kean bobbles the football, picks it up, gets to the 30-yard line and down to about the 33. The football is loose, but I believe they blew the whistle before it did pop loose, and the Tigers will have it 1st and 10 now at their own 34-yard line with 4:01 left to go in the third quarter, 36-0, and I would imagine everybody in a little bit of shock here. I don't think even Frank Violani would admit to saying that his team could roll up this amount of points.
Not a second time around. I'll tell you, they have just struck, John, and Croton has had its back to its own goal line a couple of times. We saw them get called for a safety. We saw them that time on the last play, a little flare pass, get run back for a touchdown against them on the interception. Things haven't gone well for them.
Schulz on the carry, and he gets just to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Making that tackle. No gain. Second down, 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10 now for the Tigers. 5-2 on the year and winners of the Conference C North. They had to beat Pleasantville in the last game of the regular season to take that. And I want to talk a little bit about Pleasantville. We had a chance to speak with their head coach before today's game. Coley with a pass, and it is knocked down nicely by Pat Diffley. And again, if he gets his hands on the ball, they're going to put 6 more in the end zone.
Let's take a look, and we're going to see Diffley go up. One hand, try to bring it back down. Nice play that time. Of course, made sure that it did not get past him. That's one thing you don't want to do as a defensive back is tip it when you have no one in front of you.
3rd and 10, Cawley in the shotgun. Goes back to pass, throws across the middle, and it is incomplete. Number 22 for the Tigers, Freddie Ryder, had his hands on it, and tell you, Dobbs Ferry might make a case for a fumble on that play. It looked like he had it enough, but the officials ruling it an incomplete pass, so that'll bring up a 4th down, and Croton will be forced to punt again. So I mentioned before tonight's game, the Hacker and I had a chance to talk with Dick Rote, the head coach at Pleasantville, a team we saw win last year's Class C championship. Had a tough time going this year, 2-6, but they told us an undefeated JV last year. So the Panthers will be reckoned with again. There's a loose ball, and that will go out of bounds. Eddie Polson, number 1, the D-back, might have lost it in the lights, and the ball rolled out of bounds. He did get a hand on it, but it did go out of bounds.
John, let's take a look. This is a booming kick.
24.
That ball carried on him. I don't think he lost that in the lights. It just had a tremendous carry.
That is about a 55-yard punt.
That's big league stuff.
Clock is stopped now, 2:50 to go. 3rd quarter, 6-0 to score. DeGuglielmo back in at quarterback now. And they give the football off to Rich DeGuglielmo. So Frank Violani keeping his starters in the ball game here in the closing minutes of this 3rd quarter. And DeGuglielmo has rolled up close to 200 yards on the ground today, comes up with another 4, and will bring up a 2nd down and 6. Anacarico in motion, and they give the football to the 2nd back through, DeGuglielmo, and off of a block behind Rocky DiAgostino, gets up enough for another 1st down to the 37-yard line.
That is the 5th 1st down here in the 2nd half for 11. And let's isolate on DeGuglielmo and see what we can get. He just forces his way through. And see, John, what job he does in sliding off. When he goes straight up field and the linebackers and safeties come up on him, he slides. He doesn't fight the tackle. He doesn't knock you over. He slides off the tackle.
Brian Anacarico with the call on an inside handoff, and he is close to the 40-yard line. That is a pickup of just 3 yards. 2nd down now and 7. DeGuglielmo with the call, gives to DiAgostino, penalty marker is down, slips away from 2 tackles. Cawley is riding him, and he has enough for a 1st down. We'll have to see what the penalty marker is.
And that's going to be against Dobbs Ferry, and I believe, again, you're going to get a procedure call. We'll wait for the signal as there is a Croton player down.
I have on the old calculator Rich DeGuglielmo with 210 yards on the ground.
Bruce Brunning, number 87, still down for Croton.
Well, we'll check out the penalty marker, and it will indeed be against the Eagles. Well, this is about the only part of the game that at this point of the season looks like needs a little work from Frank Violante. That is, I believe that is about the 5th motion penalty.
That's right, and all told, 9 indiscretions for 85 yards, and that's hurt them. Well,
it really
how much did it hurt you?
yeah.
At 36-0, how much did it hurt them?
If this was a close game,
If
this
it were,
would make a
you'd be
big
right.
difference. All right, so 2nd down now, 2nd and 13 for Dobbs Ferry. They send Anacarico in motion, give the football to Duke. He finds a nice big hole, and he will have close to a 1st down. It looks like he will have another one.
Yep, I think you're right.
And he just continues to roll up the yardage. They will give him the 1st down, so a pickup of 14 yards. 224 on the day now.
And it's 12 1st downs for Dobbs Ferry on the evening, 6 in each half.
And another injured Croton player on the turf. And I believe that is Mike Wagner, number 56, who also is the center for the Tigers. Rusty Schultz, number 45, the injured player.
Hey, it was good to see you over at the Meadowlands the other day, big fella.
Yeah, we had a little press conference for the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. Maneri very gracious, handing out dribble, dribble, shoot, shoot, pass, score posters.
Hey, all right, huh? I stayed up coloring those all night long. You think that was easy, huh?
At the clock rolling, we're under a minute to go here in this third quarter. Dobbs Ferry on top, 36-0. Starter still in the ball game. Anacarico with a blocker in front of him. Penalty marker goes down, cuts to the inside. He is close to another first down. And clipping will be the penalty now against Dobbs Ferry. And they will bring that one back.
And John, I think that did cost them a first down, no question. I think he just about had enough. And Dobbs Ferry ripping off now 10, 12 yards a carry. They're just opening it up and going.
Those gentlemen doing the job on the offensive line. Tom Barker, the center, Bill Neff and Len Kim, the two guards, and Tom Sanfilippo and Joe Baviello, the tackles, along when you stick in Joe Giuliano at tight end and a couple of big backs, Rocky DiAgostino, a good blocking back. You've got a lot of meat up there opening up big holes for you.
Sure do. 15 big ones here backwards again.
It'll bring up a 1st and 25.
That's 10 for 100 yards on the penalties. The other side, it's only 2 for 20, but I think the coaches would maybe swap that.
No, they get the clock started again. 35 seconds left to go. Third quarter. DeGuglielmo at the helm for the Eagles. Sends Anacarico in motion. Gets the football to Rich DeGuglielmo. And he again showing us, and Frank Violani mentioned this to us when we had him on Extra Points a couple weeks ago, that nobody really gives him the credit he deserves for his speed. And he gets across that offensive line, lets the lineman open up the hole for him, and then he's just busting into the secondary, and it's a foot race.
Yeah, once he gets into that secondary, I'll tell you, he's as quick as any of the safeties or defensive backs that they have.
8 yards for DeGuglielmo, brings up 2nd and 17 as the clock runs down, and that will do it. 3 quarters of football have been completed in this Clay final from Memorial Field in Mount Vernon, with the Eagles of Dobbs Ferry leading Croton 36-0. We'll have the 4th and final quarter coming up in just a moment. In Mount Vernon, just getting started with the 4th and final quarter. The Class C semifinal. Dobbs Ferry has showed us that they are indeed the number 1 team in Westchester County among the small schools, rolling it up 36-0. 2nd and 17. DeGuglielmo still with the football on the option, taking it himself, and he goes down on the tackle, number 56, Scott Viola, or Mike Wagner. And a pickup of 7 yards for DeGuglielmo, his first running effort of the day. And we'll bring up a 3rd and 10. Joe Giuliano comes back in the ball game, replacing Pat Diffley at the tight end spot. Now they put Giuliano in the tight end position, send in motion. DeGuglielmo still with the football, puts it up in the air, and a penalty marker will go down. Joe Giuliano, the intended receiver, and he ran into Rich Adami and went down there.
And yeah, they're not going to call offensive on that one, John. The offensive man has to have the opportunity to run toward the ball. And try defensive pass interference.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait a minute. Are they call it? Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're going to mark it off. Okay. I guess we'll have Bob Everett, one of the officials in Westchester County, with us in the booth on our New Rochelle Gordon game. And the first question we're going to ask him is, the guests on the pass interference, they mark off the 15, give you the automatic first down, rather than put the ball where the infraction occurred, which we're usually used to. Well, we'll talk about that more in our next game. So 1st and 10, DeGuglielmo again on the option, wants to take it himself. Another penalty marker goes down, and he doesn't get too much. We'll check out the marker for you. Clock has stopped, 11:01 left to play in this fourth quarter, and holding the call against Dobbs Ferrin, as we mentioned earlier, the only part of the game plan that has not gone well for Frank Violante. This is going to be about 130 yards in total penalties, or 115?
115 it'll be. 11 violations.
So they will take back the 15. And it will go all the way back to the 48-yard line, holding the call against Dobbs Ferry. So it brings up a first and 25.
Is that a phone?
I think so.
Holding the call? All right.
First and 25 now. D'Agostino to Guglielmo, the setbacks. Now Anacarico steps in. D'Agostino in the slot back. Anacarico gets the call. Has Len Kim in front of him running interference, and Anacarico goes down to the 40-yard line. He will be about 13 yards of the first down. 13
Let's take a
yards
look
short
again
of the
as
first down.
they run the sweep to the left side. Just gets to the outside, cuts back in. Textbook football.
12-yard pickup for Anacarico.
You know, John, we've seen a lot of Section A. We've seen a lot of football this year. I haven't seen a club execute like this all season long. And that's no knock on anybody.
Well, you'll see New Rochelle tomorrow. We'll ask you again. Anacarico again with the call, and he fights his way up close to the 35-yard line. Pick up brings up third down and 9 now. Fans starting to file out of the ballpark. Very quiet here tonight.
Well, you know, not a lot of suspense, that's for sure. Or as the Valley girls would say, for sure, for sure.
9.5 minutes left to go. Anacarico in motion. DeGuglielmo tripping, still with the football. Puts it up for it all. Giuliano is down there. He's got it. Touchdown!
Giuliano, when you think he can't get there, gets there. And again, the excellent hands, 36-yard touchdown pass.
Well, what a great throw by John DeGuglielmo. You see he stumbles there, and he puts this one on the nose, and Giuliano reaching it out, falls into the end zone. It is now 42-0.
Only the second pass of the second half, and he has a couple of completions. 4 of 5 in the air. Giuliano intercepted one, ran it back in, now takes one himself on the offensive end.
On the 2-point conversion, they give the guy Sullivan. He goes in the end zone. And Dobbs Ferry has done it. Nobody thought they'd be able to, but they have come up with 44 points again against Croton. That is the score they beat him in the opening game of this season. And with 9:16 left to play, they have done it again. The Eagles leading the Tigers 44-0.
Exclamation point. Joe Giuliano, amazingly, John, as I don't have the heights and weights on him here, very quick, left his feet, went on the dive, is not afraid to go with that shoulder roll on the reception. Excellent soft hands, especially for a big man.
Josh McInerney will be in to do the kicking. 40-0. Dobbs Ferry just rolling it up. It's a squib kick, and is taken by one of the upbacks, number 81, John Klein, and he promptly falls on it. And Croton has it 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Coming up at the end of tonight's ball game, we'll send the hacker, Pete Maneri, down to the field. We had a lot of trouble with him last year at the ball games. We almost lost him one time. But at this point, it looks like he'll be speaking with Frank Violante, the head coach of Dobbs Ferry, and of course the Section 1 football conference will be awarding the most valuable player, and there shouldn't be too much discussion as to who that will be as well.
Think I'll get it?
No. Cauley throws incomplete. Rich Adami, the intended receiver.
Come on, why not?
You gotta keep up the rush, though. Don't let up.
8:56 left to go. Dami, the intended receiver, Coley unable to get the football to him. 2nd and 10 now. We'd like to say hello to Harry Peltz, who I understand is in the truck with us.
But we're not allowed to.
But we won't. Coley back to pass. Big rush is on. He gets the football away. It's picked. Oh! Almost intercepted by Brian Anacarico. He had nothing but green for 35 yards in front of him.
He had a T on one eyeball and a D on the other. He was looking for the end zone.
Harry Peltz, a 10-year-old fan of Cable 3 Sports, in the truck.
Well, he'll learn.
And we're going to let him do a little directing. All right, Coley. And the ball gets away. Still loose. Finally falls on it. And a loss on the play, bringing the football back all the way to the 23-yard line. So Croton again will be forced to punt. Clock continues to roll. 8:40 left to go. And just a bad snap.
We're going to take a look. And again, that's the 2nd time that that's happened. And Croton just falling on it.
Denholm with the punt. It's a high kick. And will be down by Croton at the Tigers' 40-yard line. So the Eagles get it again, 1st and 10. And now Frank Violante will be sending in his reserves as Rocky D'Agostino and Brian Anacarico come out of the ball game. And our new quarterback, number 7, Chris Thornton. He is just a junior. He'll be in charge of this club next year. Guy Sullivan, number 44, in the backfield, along with number 32, Josh McInerney. And they give the football to Jim Dorino, number 21. He gets a nice gain. Penalty marker goes down after the whistle blows. Jim D'Aranio, a junior halfback. We'll see what the penalty marker is. It's going to go against Croton this time. Oh, D'Ariano picking up 5 yards on the carry.
That's 4 for 50 yards. And Croton now just trying to gain a little dignity.
So it is now 1st and 10. The ball at the 19-yard line. J.B. Pierpont in the ball game. He gets the football. Nice big hole. Cuts to the outside, and a good tackle there made by Tim Coley. Number 10, that was a touchdown-saving tackle.
And they're going to have an isolation on this. And John, the Dobbs Ferry backs are very well schooled. Again, they slide the tackle. They don't just drop the shoulder and look to go for it. They're looking for yardage. Boy, they don't just lower the shoulder as the tendency is. You want to lower the shoulder, go for 1. They slide and go for another 5.
12-yard pickup, 1st and goal from the 7. They give the football to the outside, number 32, Josh McInerney, and he gets it inside the 5, but a penalty marker is down. And they're again talking with the captains for the Tigers.
John, you know, it's funny, we don't see blowouts, generally speaking, in bowl games for the obvious reason that in order to be invited to a bowl game, you're a good ball club. And that's not a knock on Croton, but it's a testimony to the outstanding play of Dobbs Ferry. They are just rolling it up and down the field.
So they mark the ball back 15 yards. And not quite exactly sure what the call is. Blocking below the waist is the call.
12 penalties for 130 yards.
Joe Cusick, the referee, explaining it to Frank Violante. All right, they'll get the clock rolling again. Just under 7 minutes to go. They give the football to Guy Sullivan, and Sullivan gets across the 20-yard line. Brought down there on the play by Matt Coley, number 57. We're close to Thanksgiving, big guy.
Yeah, and I think we can stick a fork in this one because it's just about done.
Sullivan, there you see. Wrapped up by Cawley.
By the way, talking about Thanksgiving, we should warn the people that we're going to be on, and I mean warn, we're going to be on WVOX radio in Lower Westchester County here out of New Rochelle, Thanksgiving morning. Caridio and I, we have some special guests in the booth. I think Cheryl Teagues will be by to say hello.
Again?
Oh,
good.
she always stops in on radio.
Okay. 9-yard or 3-yard pickup by Sullivan on that last carry. This is gang tackling. This is holding a team meeting on the running back.
Oh, yay. Raise your hand.
3rd and goal. Ball now at the 11-yard line. Thornton gives it off. Pierpont streaks inside. Touchdown! Number 45, J.B. Pierpont, a junior.
Get out the 5s. It's 50-0. Here we go again. Pierpont fights off a tackle and gets in there. How do you think he feels about it?
11-yard TD run. J.B. Pierpont.
We're going to look at it from another angle. Right there from the ground level. Leaps over one tackle, slides off another. And they're going to go for 2.
And they gave the ball again to Pierpont, and he is stopped short of the goal line. 2-point conversion is no good, but it is now officially a demolition.
Yes, it is. A derby, in fact.
5.5 minutes left to play. Dobbs Ferry on top of Croton by a score of 50-0.
I'll tell you, the highlight for Croton was when the official gave their captains a coin at the kickoff, at the coin toss, and it's just been downhill for them since.
$16 points in the first quarter, 6 in the second quarter, 22 in the third quarter, and now 6 here in the fourth for Dobbs Ferry. 50-0. We have never seen a team score 50 points.
Except in basketball.
Well, true.
You're right. Right again.
So the Eagles will kick off again. High boot sending Kean back to his 12. And he promptly goes down at the 25-yard line.
With a little help.
Just a tad. First and 10 for the Tigers. 5:22 left to play. Don't forget, right after this ball game, we will have for you the Class A championship, and it promises to be a good one, better than this one, I hope. It'll be number 1 New Rochelle meeting the number 2 Wolves of Gorton. New Rochelle undefeated at 8-0, while the Gorton Wolves coming in at 6-0-1. Should be a doozy. Cawley still in a quarterback, sends Schultz in motion, drops back to pass, puts it up in the air, and is completed to Schultz. He catches it on a fly and goes down right at midfield.
And that's the first pass completion in the second half by Dobbs Ferry, which was 10 of 17 in the. Now 1 for 4 here in the second half. We take a look. Straight over the middle.
34-yard pass completion, 1st and 10. The ball just on the other side of the 50-yard line in Eagle territory.
And the first down of the second half for the Tigers.
Cawley throws, and it is complete. Chris Adami on the reception, and he goes out of bounds inside the 50, or inside the 40, good for another first down. 13-yard completion.
Quick look to the right side. Loops it in there. They got under the zone that time.
Clock continues to roll. 4.5 left to go.
Now you know Croton wants to get on the scoreboard. They were down on the 2 and could not punch it in. So they want to get on the scoreboard. They know they're not going to win it, but they don't want to be shut out.
Cawley now back in the shotgun. Another low snap. Gets this one, puts it up in the air, and he completes it. Nope, out of bounds. Number 22, Freddie Ryder got his hands on it, but referee right on the play, and a penalty marker goes down, and I believe that'll be unsportsmanlike conduct against Croton, a bit upset now.
Seen Duda, as they say, without doubt, he was a little unhappy about that call. But I'll tell you what, I think it was a good call.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Took it in. Well, of course I am.
Here you see unsportsmanlike conduct against Croton. Somebody arguing a little too vehemently on that last call.
I think he said, but sir, I do believe my both heads were in bounds. Well, I doubt he said that. By the way, if you add it up very quickly, 94-0 thus far in the two games, 44-0 and 50-0, Dobbs Ferry over Croton.
So the ball now all the way back. They're still marching it off. Croton was coming to the line of scrimmage, and referee Joe Cusick is still marking it off. Sportsmanlike conduct brings the ball back to the 31-yard line. They have to get all the way to the Dobbs Ferry 28.
I think that's in a 201 area code.
3rd and 35. 2nd and 35.